Disclaimer. Hello everyone, and for this video, we'll be taking a look at the Evolution 3D printer, you know, future successor of the previous Hades Bay with Demise Hades. This was created by the talented CrazyAries. He has wonderful 3D print creations on his channel. He does awesome content. Please make sure to subscribe to his channel, show him some love and support. And not only that, but MallTheBays.com, because we have Beyblade X products, Beyblade Burst products. We got the newly arrived Unicorn Sting. We're getting our Phoenix Wings the week that's coming after this weekend, so you'll very much get all those shipped out if you order anything Phoenix related then and there. It is an optional way to support the channel. I appreciate any support regardless. Alrighty, so we have this Hades Bay right here. So I kind of want to give my thoughts on the Hades in general. This Bay never really got that much love, and I'm really sad about it. I actually really loved Hades from Chizetsu. I thought it was such a cool design for that avatar creature, and just in general for the actual blade design. I was very much appreciative of it. I mean, the only thing I would do want to say is that the original design, we did get robbed on it, at least that design concept art. That's super aggressive. I still wish we got that, or somehow we could get that manifested someday, because that thing looks absolutely godlike beastly. But, you know, we have what it is. Anyways, CrazyAries' design I think is really cool, because his direction makes a lot of sense. It's essentially how TT would have probably done it, and I think in that regard he is pretty accurate. Now, CrazyAries, you know, he does have like a specific combo for it, and he did include the idea of having like some metal on this. I did not, just because it costs a bit to get metal printed out, and, you know, I guess it's a different take then. But with our Hades core, yeah, I like this quite a bit. It's a little bit shiny on one side. Well then, that's gonna be a little quirk there, I guess. Aside from that, yeah. I did paint a little bit of red here to reference that level chip part there. Yeah, nothing really else, honestly. Even if this was an actual core thing, that middle part, there would have literally just been painted silver, and there would not be any like metal weighting or something special. That would literally be in line with Takara. You have your Demise blade. So this blade, technically the gimmick would have been the fact that, oh, it has metal weighting or whatever, but in the case here, you know, it's generally, I would say, you know, a little bit of an improvement. Instead of these little pushed hexagon stuff, it's more aggressive in that regard, and you kind of see this little slope here, so I do suspect there's probably some weird kind of stamina-ish, attack-ish blade if this were, well, I mean, it is a balance type, I guess, so yeah, there you go then for those properties. Yeah, aside from that, I did want to use a quad drive disc, Sequex, I'm pretty sure is the name or whatever. The reason for this is just because, you know, we have literally no other options for discs, and I figured since, you know, we're doing this, we might as well just at least try to make it interesting. So this is technically a nerf for it, but what the heck, man, why not? So we got our scale right here, so let's go weigh out all the parts and kind of see what we're dealing with here. We got a total about 7 grams on the chip. Yeah, like 16.14. You got your armor, which is about 13.88. After that, that disc, 25.43. Then after, you got all that little nicety stuff there. And we'll assemble it, and I'll make sure to show it in high mode. But yeah, you know, it's not too bad, not too bad. Yeah, 37.05. Okay, then after the full weight, I'll assemble. Oh, by the way, I forgot to show the bottom. Yeah, it's just teeth. It's just teeth. Alrighty, all assembled here. You get to about 68.7 grams. So, in terms of just visually speaking, nice. Yeah, I like the design quite a bit. It's pretty cool. I like this slope, and I also like the idea of this being like pretty aggressive, just for these points to hit. Yeah, I like the thickness of the slope here. It's a pretty cool design. Yeah, and then after high mode. High mode. Yeah. Cool. Nothing really else to say for this. I know he did give it like Zone Dash plus C, I'm pretty sure, but just regular old Zone for that kind of fun and aggressive movement. I also don't want to deal with it having some crazy stamina or something like that. Just want to make kind of, I don't know, less scary. So let's do some battles now. So I thought with Hades, we'll start off with the little high mode just because, we never really showcased the high mode, and I thought, since we never really do, why not? So obviously our theme for these battles will just be against other stuff from the Chozy era for the end, and yeah, we'll go from there. So the cool thing about Zone Dash is that it does a lot of this crazy movement. It's not that crazy consistent, but, we take what we can get. And yeah, I feel anyways, like, if Takara Tomy is ever going to do hate, I would love it. I always love it if they try to go for, like, the really crazy, wacky designs. A lot of times, they just kind of end up being a little bit, kind of, whatever. Like Achilles kind of got rounded off by the end of it. Spriggan, we already know my thoughts on Spriggan, but... Nice. I do want to try to see if I can get any wins against lefts. I know it's going to be kind of purely luck-based, but let's see what we can do. And we'll go up against it. Yeah, aside from that, I always thought Hades... Again, I always have an appreciation. It was just a cool bay. It was a cool bay, Nice purple and everything. Cool blader. I mean, yeah, the original parts weren't really that special to begin with, but, the rest of it I think was still pretty interesting. Because they gave, like, Zephyr Dash. That was the boring part of it. Oh, I see we beat Spriggan. See, okay, we're getting somewhere. Well, we got Zest Achilles, so I almost forget every once in a while that they made Achilles into a left bay. And I'm reminded of this every time I record, so... Yeah, you ever think that Achilles, they I guess, was not that interesting enough, so they had to... They couldn't give it metal, no, they had to make a dual spin. Well, yeah, fair enough, it does have the illegal disc, and we do not have that disc, so I can't really be yelling right now, can I? Alrighty, let's start off with Knight. However, I am a little bit tired of the high mode stuff, so you got it for your little... Actually, you wanna know what? No, you wanna know what? For the fun of it, why not? Let's just throw it up against Knight. I rarely do same spin battles, let's make it interesting. Okay. Win Knight. Now, I don't know how many attempts this will take, so we'll see. It is kind of funny, because I know my zone is a little bit worn, but... Movement on it's pretty nice, actually, for what I was able to get. Yeah, so this one, I don't think we get. But, we'll give it another match. Let's try to give it another match. Honestly, at this point, we gotta try to entertain the combination, but... I feel like my only idea I could ever contribute to anything, trying to think of like a Hades evolution, other than the shape. Honestly, I'm trying to really consider what they would even do for the bottom. I would maybe think something along the lines of like, maybe like a giant version of like Zephyr or something. Like a giant whole flat. We barely edged out a win, but a win is a win, my friend. A win is a win. Yeah, but, it's always hard to kind of think about what new bottoms you kind of give it, because, obviously, a lot of evolutions in Burst or, successors kind of just reuse bottoms. But it's always kind of trying to at least think about some new concept or maybe some kind of different execution of the idea. Now we're in low mode here. I want to do a little bit of test launch. Cause nice. Cause I don't know what else they would do. Like if this was TT, TT is kind of like just that idea of like a metal Zephyr and just call it a day. But me, I'm not like that. Nice. I have to use this chain because I still don't like the original chain stock combination. I am not a fan of it. Because, yard dash. Oh, well, this Hades, so... Nice. I did try to make it as balanced as possible, because listen, that shape is pretty aggressive as is, so... We're trying to make it work out. I feel anyways, we've seen Hearts, at the end of Quad Strike, so he exists, maybe he does have this bay. He does not, obviously. But it will not stop me from making a conversation. Yeah, I think aside from that, that's kind of it. I want to say, though, for bursts, for balance types, they've been pretty interesting. Okay, let's see how we fare now. I don't know, give me something, man, give me something. Yeah, you know, this is burst friggin'. It's really good at taking those hard hits, so I'm not gonna really get that upset if I can't beat it. It takes a lot of effort. Also, again, I understand, you know, we're nerfing it given that Hasbro disc, but listen, you know, do you really want it where every single time these things kind of just sweep and win? No, we gotta make it balanced. I'm also reminded that Ragnarok did not... When was the last time a Ragnarok lasted long? Oof. I mean, even Crash. Crash was just kind of used for attack, and it was kind of whatever during that era. Blaze was useful early. Wow, I don't think Ragnarok's ever really lasted that long. Except this Cyclone right now in this video, because it won by stamina. I'm not doing another one. Alright, well, we're kind of almost at the limit here, because we're almost at the points where this is all the aggressive ones, which is good for me. You gotta have the 5 prominence. One thing I always enjoy about doing the CrazyAries stuff is just the idea of, like, the end, and just going beyond and just kind of explore all these evolutions and stuff. Can you imagine if I gave this thing the medal that he had there? Oh my god, that would have been insane. Well, obviously you can see his video just to see how crazy it could have been. I do want to say, I don't like myself losing that much, and I do kind of regret giving myself the Hasbro disc, but I don't want to just give it illegal now or something, so... Yeah, that is our lovely payback. I really did wish that Hasbro, for the love of God, they did a pro series of the exclusive content and made all those parts like TT weight and stuff. That would have been really, really swell, Hasbro. But sadly, we never got that. Very sad. This will accelerate? No. Oh, it does not. If it hits it, it'll accelerate. I'll be a little bit surprised. You know, something I'm actually hating is that for the final Valkyrie and Spring combos, I don't like it, but I think now that I'm really past it's the old... I always pick this one in the videos for the reason that I don't really have much option. Ultimate stock is literally you can't... Okay, well, that's a good deflection. You also... Well, shout out to Valkyrie, because I am... That Bey, like, they really love to evolve it. I feel like the model for how they did Valkyrie is what heavily, and in general in Burst, is that what heavily influences Beyblade X to have, like, so many variants. Which is not, like, necessarily unheard of, kind of like the plastic generation. I say kind of very loosely. I feel like it's just been so normalized now that they just do, like, a lot of one. Which I feel that's why X treats it as, oh, this is equipment. Because then after it's more plausible, like, you know, it gets too silly when you go through so many, but at least in universe the reasoning makes sense. Yeah, I always like to give a little bit of rambles and stuff. I should think about different stuff to talk about in the next future 3D print. Expected. Try it again. Guilty, I think it's my favorite one. It's really hard to hate Guilty. I think also I do have barely any stickers on it. Honestly, it doesn't even look that bad without the stickers. To be fair, most of the struggle is the fact that it does not have the weight because of that Sequex disc. I'm also just scared thinking about what would happen if I had to battle these things normally. Where's the order at this point? When I had my old 3D printer, you know, it was alright, it did the job, but You know, eventually it got to the point where I was scared of guilty, right? And certain days, because like they would trigger this loss that it would get. So like, for an example, I think it was like the Anubis one or something like that. I remember just it took a chunk off, and I was like, well, there goes that hour I spent printing. yeah. I think that's how we end off. Well, fair enough. I mean, honestly, all things considered, this did a lot better than I was expecting it to, just because, you know, I did have to give it a little bit of different parts and everything. But yeah, let's wrap it up. Alrighty, final thoughts. Yeah, this was pretty cool. It's Hades, man. So honestly, did better than I thought because it's nerfed, and yeah, I'm curious to see some of the other stuff. There's other cool stuff like the Trident one I want to take a look at, and a bunch of the other god stuff. I just figured this content's always fun to do just because we got nothing until Beyblade X eventually properly launches. So this is what you'll get for that alternate burst content, since burst is like dead now anyways. So thank you all for watching. Have a fantastic day, and that'll be it for now. Take care and bye.